Hello, Chris Worden. I am absolutely freezing today. Our boiler has gone again. So I'm coming to you from an extremely cold office up in the Fylde Coast. In fact, I might go outside and get warm in a minute. But listen, the purpose of today's video is to give you 4 tips to help your business get through some of the financial problems you're having. 4 tips to get out of business debt. So, first thing that I'd ask anyone to do is look at cutting costs. So go through your profit and loss line by line and look, is there anything on here that's unnecessary? Is there anything on here that I can renegotiate? Do you really need to still use Dropbox if you're using Google Drive? Is there anything that you signed up for years ago that's still taking money out of your account on a monthly basis? Be absolutely ruthless. Now, can you renegotiate terms with suppliers? Is your insurance up for renewal? Is it time to change gas and electricity supplier? Is it time to change your internet provider? All these little things are going to make a difference at the end of the month. Now, number 2, talk to the creditors of your company. So the people that you owe money to, get in communication with them. You know, have an open and honest conversation of where you're at the moment. Listen, if you've got bills that you can't pay at the moment, you are not alone. I did a post last week that there are 500,000 SMEs in the UK today who are in financial distress. If you're one of those, you're not alone, people. Lots of businesses are struggling out there. Now, when you speak to your creditor and you're honest and you're open, I promise you're going to feel better. It will be like a weight lifted off your shoulder, and more often than not, they're going to understand where you're coming from. So, offer to make a payment plan over an extended period of time. From your creditor's position, it's better that they get a little bit of something rather than nothing. Now, more often than not, in my experience, creditors will only resort to legal action, sending you legal letters and bailiffs on your door, if they don't hear anything from you, if you disappear and put your head under the sand. So, tip number 2 is speak to your creditors, have a chat with them. And you know what? If you've got no money and you've got no revenue, I had a call off a landlord of a pub last week. There's nothing left. If that's the case, tell them that. You know, literally, I have no money whatsoever. I can't trade. I can't open my doors, but I'm going to get in touch with you in 2 months' time to see if anything's changed. Now, if you set up a payment plan, you've got to be conscious that you've got to keep up with them repayments. Because if you set up a payment plan and then fail to make the payments that you agreed to pay, then your credibility is going to go through the floor. So, tip number 2, make sure you speak to your creditors. Now, tip number 3 is prioritise who you pay. Now, there's going to be a disclaimer coming at the end of this tip, but your priorities needs to be the debts that have the highest rate of interest. So if you've got expensive loans or you've got expensive credit cards, they're the people that you need to pay first. It's also going to be, you know, who's likely to send enforcement action to you, or what creditors do you need to continue to trade. So if your suppliers won't supply you unless they get a payment, give them some type of payment. Now, this plate spinning can't go on indefinitely. But if you are confident that you're going to get out of this short-term trouble, then you might have to resort to robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's not best business practice. It can't go on indefinitely. But if it's going to see you through the next couple of months, then it's a means to an end. Now, on this one, be aware of what debts you've personally guaranteed. Because if your business goes into liquidation and the company fails, you're on the line for those business debts, and those creditors will come after you. So if you're things that people are generally personally guaranteed are business overdrafts, business credit cards, certain suppliers, certain funding streams. If you're unsure of if you've signed a personal guarantee, get a copy of the original document that you signed. Now, when you're prioritising what debts you pay, this is mega important. If your company is insolvent, okay, and remember I've done videos on is your company insolvent in the past, then paying a creditor preferentially can land you in hot water if you actually had to go into an insolvency procedure. So again, if you think this is a short-term problem, that juggling a few creditors and robbing to Peter to pay Paul will get you through the mire, then cool, it's a means to an end. But if you believe that you're not going to get through this, then juggling creditors may be a bad idea, and it is probably worth you reaching out and having a chat to me. So it is mega important that if